Hi guys, happy Saturday. First I want to get this lighting right. And then I want to talk to you guys about peanut butter some more. I did a quick post last night about why we don't like peanut butter. It's extremely inflammatory and really high in lectins, which can irritate your gut and your immune system. But one other thing is that it's really high in aflatoxin. And aflatoxin is actually carcinogenic in high amounts. So when you research it online, you're going to see many people comment that no, it's well regulated, peanuts are cleaned, they are tested to make sure they don't have high amounts of aflatoxin. So it's totally fine. And I get that, and I want to talk about that. So let's do. You guys, the FDA is fantastic for a lot of things. It's not its attention to detail. So it creates guidelines, and those guidelines will change and alter according to how many deaths are being caused by X problem, right? So when there is a massive outbreak of something, or when there is a very defined trend in some kind of health issues, then those guidelines will shift left or right according to, oftentimes it comes down to death toll rates, right? So when the FDA has a guideline and it says aflatoxin in this quantity is fine and healthy and there's no problems, that's all fine and dandy, and it's something that I am not going to trust entirely. So there are a few things that trigger me when it comes to peanuts and peanut butter. One, the amount of peanut allergies that people have. And two, how often people break out when they have peanuts. Three, how it tears up their guts. My son ate a peanut something the other day. I had no idea it had peanuts in, and he was bloated and gassy for 3 days. It was terrible. And that completely tore up his gut. So gassiness, bloat, diarrhea, all symptoms of GI distress. Now this is a kid who's probably had peanuts or peanut butter like 5 times in his life, you know? So there's just a lot of things to consider when it comes to peanut butter. So I want to be completely honest and say, listen, most companies say that they have tested their peanuts and it's within healthy, normal range according to the FDA. My opinion is I'm not going to really rely on the FDA to create healthy guidelines, just because I disagree with their guidelines in many areas of food and the wellness industry. And those guidelines tend to shift and change according to detrimental health statistics. So I don't want to be a part of those health statistics. I don't want my kids to be a part of those health statistics. We don't really know. It's kind of like we're experimenting, right? On eating peanut butter. It's like, well, let's see what happens. Hopefully there's not aflatoxin, or it's within a healthy range. Here's another thing. There is a gene that some people have that makes it impossible for your body to detox mold. So I was listening to a lecture by a doctor talking about mold and GI distress. And he and his wife lived in this house for like 10 years. And when they did their blood work together, they got the same biomarkers tested. His bloodstream was like through the roof for mold exposure, where his wife was like there was nothing. And what was the big difference? It's because he has an active gene that doesn't allow his body to process toxins and to process mold. So it's the same with peanuts and peanut butter and aflatoxin. Maybe there is a minute in there that on scientific papers is inconsequential. But I don't know how that's going to interact with my body. I don't know how that's going to interact with my kid's body. I don't know the reaction. It's one of those things where it's like, it's not a food worth playing around with fire. So we just nix it out of the program. It's highly inflammatory, like I said. And so we just don't do it. And that's me being carte blanche. and hopefully that explains everything and why we don't like it, why it's not in my programs, why we rarely use it. So there you go. Happy Saturday. Have a wonderful weekend. I hope you guys are enjoying your grocery shopping and your prepping, because next week is going to be really fun.